going, guys? So this first video, what we're going to do is go ahead and I'll show you your basic 5-minute foam roll workout to stretch out and start your warm-up, really just prime up your muscles, break up any of those tough knots, just as we do inside of boot camp. I highly suggest you just watch the video, follow along with it, really start to do it at least either just before your workout or before and after the workout, even in your off days when you just feel that tightness and soreness, and just get used to the routine so that you can just, get in, get out, and have a basic 5-minute foam roll stretch that you can take with you to boot camp and know exactly how to perform all the moves. So I'll just go ahead and jump in here really quick. First off, we want to start off right with your calves, right to the bottom. We're going to basically be working from the bottom up. So what you're going to do is place one foot on the foam roller, one ankle over it. This foot is flat, knees bent, hands behind you, you're going to lift up off your butt, and then you're going to roll from where your ankle is now, drive your hips forward so it gets towards your knee. So start here, basic 5 minutes. You're going to roll up and down. Make sure this toe is relaxed right here so that you're really exposing the muscle. And basically find any tight knots that you have. You can turn your toe towards the inside. Find any tight knots there. And if you do, you can kind of just go back and forth. Nice and light. Even freeze it if you feel a real tight knot. And then turn your toe to the outside. Wherever you feel any real tightness, that's what you want to focus on. So you want to do that. Give it about 30 seconds. Each move, each side should take about 30 seconds of rolling. And then if you do it on a regular, consistent basis, then over time, give it maybe a week, 2 weeks, you'll really start to notice the difference in your flexibility and mobility. So after that, go ahead and switch it up. Over to the next side. Again, you might get a little bit of an arm workout over here. I suggest maybe a padded mat underneath. But for now, this should be fine. Good. As soon as you've gotten that, what you want to do, we'll go ahead and just roll right into the hamstrings. You want to focus on one hamstring at a time, so just place it right underneath your knee right here. This like to stay flat, stand here, make sure the side is relaxed. Lift up and roll from your butt towards underneath your knee. I always seem to have tightness when I turn my toe towards the inside. So you can do that. Towards the outside a bit. Any tight spots. Just like that. So keep going there. 30 seconds or so. Go ahead and switch it over to the other side. Roll your hamstrings. All the way up and down. And again, this is perfect for after a workout, on those off days, this will speed up your recovery so that you're not as sore for as long. And that way you're not as stiff as well during the next day, walking around the house or the office or whatever. 30 seconds there. Then we'll go into your glutes and your piriformis. What you're going to do is you're going to take a seat here on the foam roller. Hands behind you just like this. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. If you can, without your hands, cross one ankle over onto the other knee. Grab with that side. So my right knee is bent. I'm grabbing my right ankle with my left hand like this. And I'm leaning towards the side that the knee is bent. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on basically that butt cheek. And again, this way back here, hold me steady. And you're going to rock forward and back from your lower back, down your leg. We're going to focus on rolling at that piriformis. This might be a little tight if you haven't done this before. You just want to find any of those spots. Turn your hips in and out. Again, just to find any real tight spots. Go over back and forth real slowly. Hold it over any super tight areas. And just keep on going. Really get loosened up here. All the way forward. All the way back. When you're done with that, go ahead and switch. Cross over. Grab the ankle. Lean towards the side. And roll forward and back. Just like that. Again, you want to try and go, if you want to go a little bit down towards your back, whatever really hurts, turn it to the side. You're going to find some tight knots somewhere, so just find it, put pressure against it, so we can just knead out that knot and just regain some flexibility in there. Good. As soon as you're done there, you keep on going up, down to your lower back, or towards your middle back. What you're going to do is you're going to lay on it right between your shoulder blades. My knees are bent, my feet are flat on the floor. Cross my arms, elbows up high. Lift up off your butt, keep your core tight. And you're going to roll up and down your back as comfortably as you can go, without getting your shirt caught. And make sure those elbows stay high. That's going to expose your middle back muscles. And this is probably going to be the best feeling foam rolling exercise. exercise right here is the middle back. And go as low as you can. Keep your core tight, especially as you go down towards your back of your shoulder blades. You want to lift your hips up a little higher. As you come down, raise your head up. Just like that. So you do that for about 30 seconds. Now we're going to start working on towards the outside of your body. The good old IT band stretch. What can you do? We're going to roll out this right here. So you kneel next to it, both hands over. Now this inside leg, this is my right leg here. I'm going to put pressure against the outside thigh. Straighten it out so that this bottom leg is straight. The top leg is over right here, so we can use this leg to pivot. Both hands rolling forward and back. And I'll send it over. So from your knee, from the outside of your knee, nice and steady, nice and slow towards the top of your hip and in between. Again, go real steady here. Make sure you're finding to find some real tight knots. Make sure to keep this bottom leg relaxed so you can really expose the muscle. Take your time, go over any real super tight areas, any knots, any bumps. Keep that loosened up. As soon as you do that, you want to turn your hips towards the floor, just like that, and now we're going to start working on one quad right here, in front of your thigh. And again, you want to turn your toe towards the inside, towards the outside, towards the center, and that'll hit the different heads of the quad, right there. And as soon as you got that, switch over to the other side. So, bottom leg straight, top leg over, good, roll to the other side. Right there, again, keep that foot relaxed, take your time, go over any super tight areas, like that. Freeze it over if you need to. Just hold, keep on rolling. And then start turning your hips towards the floor, start getting your quad. Just like that. Okay, as soon as you've done that, go right into your hip flexors. These will be the last ones. These will probably be really tight, especially if you do a lot of sitting. What you're going to do, I'm going to lay over the foam roller. I'm going to put this edge right here of the foam roller against my hip flexor, which is, right here is going to be my hip bone, the very top of my pelvis. About 2 or 3 inches below, right here, this little tendon, this is your hip flexor. You're going to feel it if you're kneeling up tall like that. You'll feel a tight tendon right there. So go ahead and put pressure right there over the hip flexor into plank position so your elbows are on the floor. Put pressure against it and roll forward and back. And I'll get a better angle once I turn to the other side. So my stomach is still facing the floor, it's tilted slightly. I'm not leaning all the way over. Just like that. Do that for 30 seconds. When you're done, got all those knots out, switch sides. So again, here's the foam roller, my hip flexor right here, and then I'm just rolling forward and back, 3 to 5 inches, nothing too much. Keep your core tight, make sure this bottom part is relaxed. Any tight knots you have right there, keep rolling them. And then you kind of want to angle it out. So face forward with your whole stomach facing the floor. Turn your hips out a little bit, kind of find wherever the most pain is. And as soon as you're done with that, you're ready to begin. So that is our 5-minute foam roll workout. Practice it, memorize it, take it with you to boot camp, take it with you wherever you go. Make sure you have one of these. These will save your life.